one tank with?
It's gonna have an aeration basin, digester, flow comes in here from the lift station through back here. North is this way, it'll come in, flow through the aeration basin, into the clarifier, into the chlorine contact chamber, and then out. And then the other stuff from the chlorine contact chamber on the side of the clarifier.
Size-wise, how big is that clarifier gonna be compared to the one we already have?
Bigger. The one you've got is pretty small.
I was thinking it was gonna be bigger, but I wasn't sure. Kind of rough guesstimate, twice the size of the one we got now?
It's gonna be more than twice, it's 25-foot diameter.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
So it'll be bigger. The one you have now is deep, just not much surface area. This is
Yeah.
gonna have a lot more surface area to it.
More surface area, the better.
Yeah, 'cause you need the water to actually slow down and come to a no velocity. Let that stuff settle out.
Yeah, I'd actually see it.
To actually
drawn
see it,
out.
it's kind of exciting.
There's close-up views.
Deadlines are rapidly approaching, so
Yeah.
we're moving forward.
We will be submitting this TCEQ the next week.
I mean, no reality,
It really is, it really is.
So anyway, you can go through all that if you want to. I'm gonna leave it with Jason. Jason, they are about 70-75%, so.
Is that three blowers?
Yes, you will have 3 blowers.
Yay.
They're PD blowers. They're gonna be a little quieter than this screen meeting.
No
Are they
meanies
gonna
on that.
be inside closures?
No. I'm gonna be elevating. Those are sitting on the ground right now because I had to do something with them. And I'm working on a platform to bring them up. The bottom of the tanks, the ground's gonna be 109.5 once we get done grading it. And the top of the tanks are about 13 feet above that.
This one put us 10 feet above the floodplain.
So floodplain in there is 114, so we'll be 109.5 plus 13, which is 12, 122. So we're gonna be about 8 feet above under your flood elevation. The shortest one's gonna be the chlorine contact chamber at 11 foot long.
Is elevating it on the ground though gonna help with the noise for those houses?
I've never done
Yeah,
We send them and it says sent, but it doesn't go out.
yeah.
And
That's
normally
the
I get
kind
them.
of issues we're having.
Normally I get them.
So you didn't get
I
my
second.
email either?
I got his.
You didn't get mine?
I sent that from my cell phone at my house.
The only thing I got was a message you sent
So
me.
you didn't get
Everything's
mine
messed up
either.
here with the
You didn't get
server.
mine either.
Yeah, Thursday
Well,
and
you
Friday.
know, I talked earlier, I was trying to send you messages, and they weren't coming across.
All right.
All right, I got a motion from Andrew Rutherford and a second from Belinda Hackelman. All in favor of approving the accounts payable, say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion's gonna pass. And we have number 11. There is a wordage discrepancy here that we're gonna have to straighten out. It says, consider, discuss, and adopt resolution to designate authorized signatories for the 214 Texas. You're gonna strike through GLO and write TVA, CDBG, and then strike through Harvey. That's a misprint. And it says grant program contract 7219470. It's just rushing through the
That's
agenda.
okay.
and
There's too many
maybe
grants
you-
happening.
Too many numbers.
Yeah, the grant's confused here, but the numbers are correct, it's
Okay.
just the wordage is a little bit
Got it.
incorrect. So, the resolutions are right here. So if you have any questions, I'm just gonna read over the headline, and then, give me any feedback from it. We have, resolution authorizing signatories. Resolution by the City Council, Town of Woodlock, designating authorized signatories for contractual documents and documents for requesting funds pertaining to the Texas Community Development Block Grant Program, TXCDBG, contract number 7219470. And, y'all want me to read through that?
No,
What have you got?
Mhm.
I'm running low on fluids here.
Yeah.
No, the Mayor Pro Tem is not here, but he is the backup
Yes.
authorized signatory.
Mhm.
So, something drastic happened to me,
Right.
he's the secondary signer.
Isn't that the stuff we've seen before?
Yeah, it's the same thing that
It's the
we've
same
done
thing
on
we've
every
done,
other
yeah.
CDBG.
Yeah, it's repetitive, but it
Yeah.
has to be done.
Every different
Yeah.
one has the same paperwork
Right.
down the line. So, with all that being noticed, can I get a motion and a second to adopt the resolution?
No more.
Mr. Gerald Meek's gonna make a motion. Andrew Rutherford's gonna second. And all in favor of adopting the resolution, say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion's gonna pass. Okay, do you want me to sign this one
Yeah,
or
I'll
one
sign
later?
it
Okay.
later. It's committee.
Okay, now we have a number 12, consider, discuss, and approve a resolution adopting required CDBG civil rights policies. And it's just like before, we adopted civil rights policy, plans, procedures, policy, force policy, policy and grievance procedures, limited English proficiency standards, and fair housing policy, and code of conduct policy as well. If anybody has any questions or concerns, otherwise can I get a motion and a second? Belinda Hackman's gonna make a motion, Andrew Rutherford's gonna make a second. All in favor of approving the resolution adopting the civil rights policies, say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion's gonna pass. And then we have number 13, to proclaim April as Fair Housing Month, in accordance with the regulations regarding and compliance with this. Just need a motion and a second, and we will proclaim April as a Fair Housing Month.
Excuse me.
Mr. Gerald Meek, gonna make a motion. Belinda Hackleman, in a second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion's gonna pass to proclaim April as Fair Housing Month. And it's got that. And then in accordance, everybody's got it in Spanish as well. And number 14, consider, discuss, and approve opening up a new bank account with the Texas First Bank for the 249,000 GLO, or what, CDBG grant contract 72-19470. Again, we need to scratch GLO and Harvey. And that's gonna be TDA.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Belinda Hackman's gonna make a motion, and Andrew Rutherford is gonna second. And all in favor of opening a new bank account with Texas First Bank, say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion's gonna pass. And then Wood Forest knew this was coming, and we had to sit down right here with our ladies from Texas First Bank. And number 15 is to consider, discuss, and approve closing all of the town of Woodlock bank accounts with Wood Forest Bank and transferring all accounts to Texas First Bank, including the town of Woodlock, Woodlock Health Facilities Development Corporation, and Woodlock Cultural Education Facility Corporation. Now, I'm gonna say that and open this floor up to the council for questions, and the reasoning behind this. We have a new representative at the Wood Forest Bank, and since he came on board, every single account now has fees. And I'm not talking about little fees, I'm talking about fees out of the wazoo.
That's some major money, I can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's costing us a pretty penny. And
Yeah.
I
And service.
protested to him. He refused to answer my phone calls at one point, he refused to answer my emails, so I took it up over his head. I went to Miss Sandra, who's now, she's higher up, she
Yeah.
used to be a direct representative for the town of Lamont. And I consulted with her, and she said that it was his call. And finally, I got a response from him, and he said that he doesn't know what I'm talking about, but every bank charges fees. And I said, well, sir, if you wouldn't mind, do a 15-year comparison of our accounts and tell me where people charge us fees. And he said, sorry, but this is the way it's gonna be from here out. And at that point in time, we started considering the option of moving banks. So we have everything you could ever want in a bank, and none of the fees or BS to go along with it. We have direct representative at the local Conroe branch. We have zero costs involved with any fees, any transaction fees, and, well, there's all kinds of ands I can put in
benefits,
here.
yeah.
There's benefits. They are an approved, Texas Water Development Board fund holder for their bank accounts. They're approved for GLO accounts, and there's zero costs to do transfers inside from bank account to bank account.
Hey, we could do direct.
You can do direct,
Yay.
and we're looking at online banking, which is gonna be, almost free, I think it was, almost free. I'm
There's
gonna say
only
there's
like
a few
$34,
things,
$34 or something.
the Woodforest Bank was talking about upwards of $400 and $500 a month to go to online banking. We're looking at like $30 a month for them, and that's gonna bring us into, I know the town of Woodlock's not gonna understand the new age talking about paying your water bills online. Yeah,
We would
yeah,
love that.
but that is coming in the near future, stay tuned.
So yes, this is to, this is
Yeah,
very.
It's moving.
Oh, I second. I second. Yeah.
If anybody has any questions or concerns, our representative is right next to the Free Birds in Conroe.
Yeah.
And the lady said if I need to bring anybody up there with any questions or concerns, let her know. We can come up there and hang out, and she can lay everything out
Great.
for
So
you.
this will get all our money in one pot, basically.
Andrew.
Everything
One spot.
Except,
One spot.
except
yes.
for our CD. We're not gonna back out and lose money on closing the
No.
CD out
Until
early.
it runs out.
But this line item will allow us to, when that CD comes to its maturity date,
Just flip it right
we
over.
can take it out, because at that time, we need to
Now, what kind of guarantee do we have
evaluate the
that down
CD
the road,
account.
the fees are not gonna come back?
no, they're
No.
not. It's, right now, every 2 years, the town of Woodlock gets reevaluated, and with the current accounts that we have, she said that it's not gonna be any problem to keep the fees zero, and every 2 years, the bank is gonna reevaluate our accounts.
And they're good. They've been over backwards to get us an account set up to fund that water development board loan to $800,000. And I was working with them to get all that set up, and I'm telling you, I would move my, company's bank accounts there if we weren't tied into our other bank. They were,
I flat out,
they were, she came
I
down and
would-
visited you.
Yeah,
She got in her car to come
she
down and have
came
you sign
here.
stuff.
Yay.
brought 2 other representatives. Anytime I've needed something signed, she jumps in her car and comes right here. She's met me on the road because she knew my signature one time. And I was like, I'm gonna do a call. And then she said, let me
And
know
you
where to
know,
meet
you
you.
can't reach, he doesn't answer, he doesn't like. talk
It's
to
that
you.
personal hometown feel
Yeah.
with,
That
Kelly
carries a
Reeves,
lot of
big
weight.
reach.
Her name's Kelly something, if I remember right.
yeah,
And she's good as gold.
but,
I really like her.
personally, I told her that if I wasn't the mayor of the town, I would consider moving my stuff over there. But I personally feel like it's a conflict of interest,
Yeah.
so I'm keeping my bank account separate from her. But whenever I'm not the mayor anymore, I told her, don't forget me, I'm coming to see you.
Yeah,
So,
well, good. That's
Now,
good.
that being said, that doesn't stop us from going there, does it?
no, your city council, you're good.
Yeah, you're free to do what you want to do.
It's just, because I'm
I
a
see what you're
signer
saying.
of accounts, I don't want to bring it that close together, so. With all that being said, is there any other questions or concerns?
Where is the CT?
Can I get a motion? Andrew Rutherford's gonna make the motion, and Mr. Gerald Mink's gonna second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion's gonna pass, and we're gonna tell Workforce, see you later.
Yeah.
And, number 16, consider, discuss, and approve implementing payroll direct deposit for employees. I was supposed to say upon request.
Oh, my gosh.
We forgot
I
that.
know.
But, with the new accounting, no longer have to fill out checks, still be a two-part process, I'll still have to sign for the approval. But,
It'll be
payroll can be done electronically, direct deposit. So if that, but it still has to go to the city council to approve that to be an option. If,
This is 2020.
yeah, any job you got, usually you can get your payroll check deposited.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a check in 10 years.
And we pay a lot of money for this check.
Yes, so I second.
Andrew Rutherford made a motion and Linda Hackman made a second. And all in favor say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion's gonna pass to approve a payroll direct deposit for employees upon request. Okay, there's closed executive session. I do have just a few things I need to speak about for 2 minutes and then, but for
Don't lie.
majority, you don't have to stay if you don't want to.